So the day has come. Gemr Zone is live, guys. Gemr Zone is one of our apps that we've built for our customer Gemr, and it is live on their website. You obviously need to have an account to work on Gemr Zone, otherwise this is not allowed for you to use, but you can easily get an account from their website. As you know, Gemr is one of the biggest children playground manufacturer in the world, and we are so proud that we have released our first iteration of Gemr Zone live now on their website. So let's open it up. So once you load in, first of all, you are going to see your user interface with your projects and profile. Basically, you can see my phone number, email address, and the project's name, which is my own name. And then we're going to have our own projects. Basically, you can create, delete, and load your projects in. So you can change whatever you want inside the projects. I'm going to create one. And let's call this Gemr Zone 1. Create. And here we are with our screen. If you want to work on full screen, we can go to the cogwheel and just go full screen, and we are full screen. So I want the gizmo sizes to be a little bit smaller and zoom speeds to a little bit smaller. You can change it from the settings basically and save your preferences. And basically now we have our canvas to work with. This is from an orthographic view from top down. And the workflow starts from creating a zone. So let's create a zone first. I will basically create our first zone. And let's make it asphalt. That's fine. And I'll create another zone. This time I'm going to probably make it EPDM rubber. Let's go. I can go concrete, earth, asphalt, grass. I'll go with the EPDM. I can do some union operations, interaction operations over here, basically. But I'll be good to go like this. I can also now change my layer preference from one side to the other. I can obviously move, rotate, and I can basically Control Z to undo my operation. All right, nice. So let's check where we want to build our park. So we can go for the reference image if you like. So we can say, I want to actually add a reference image from either uploading an image or using an address information. And I can basically write an address here. Let's say, obviously we can specify the exact location so we can understand where we want to go for. I can basically drag and drop the image itself also. And let's say this is the area that we want to work with. So I'll add the reference. And I can then load in the reference. So now we have exact measurements of the exact same thing. And I can basically now move to wherever I like to. Right. So I can also change, if you like, the HDR image at the background. So if you go to the 3D view, we have an HDR image at the background. If you don't want to use the, for whatever reason, the map itself, we can also just use the HDR. So I can basically change it to a different HDR like this. There you go. And then I can just remove the reference if I like to. So now we only have the HDR. All right, so I'll get the zones back to the midpoint. There you go. So now, as you can see, we can see our area boundary points, ground types, everything is here. I can delete, create new ones, change the layers. I can group the layers together. I can create even primitives over here. We can change the snaps from 0.0 degrees. So we can do incremental rotations, incremental position changes, basically. So obviously the next step is that we like to add some items on our park. So let's go and select some models. Let's maybe start with a swing. And let's select this swing. Download the model. Once the model is downloaded, we can go into the 3D view and go back to the 2D view to position the model itself. Let's put the swing over here and I can basically change the rotation of the swing. All right, I'm happy with that. So let's go back and maybe this time let's go with a trampoline. As you can see, we can then change the product into a trampoline. So now, let's go back again and let's add a seesaw. I like this one. I actually use this with my daughter. Let's position this. It is the AGMS 60. Let's position this over here, maybe like this. It actually rotates, so it doesn't really matter how I put it. All right, not bad use of the positions here. Let me go back to the 2D view again, and let's this time actually put something big. Let's go with maybe natural playground. And let's see. Oh, I love this one. Okay, so let's go and deselect it first and then download the model. Nice. Let's add this actually to the middle. I'd like to see it in the middle. Perfect. By the way, if you don't want to see the collision areas, so the safe zones are basically located with the green zones. You can see if I want to put the toy like this, you can see there's a clash. So we actually make sure that you're creating a safe space with your layout. Okay, I'm actually happy with my design layout. I'll maybe add some trees in. Put a tree there. Put another one here. Check in the 3D section. How do we look? It looks fine. Go back to the 3D view and we can, like I said, remove the safe zones if you like. So we don't have to necessarily have the safe zones, but obviously it is good to show. So now, let's say I want to download my creation. Here's the fun part. So let's save the project first. So the project is saved. Now I can go back and load my project in to work on it, do the changes, everything. But I can also do an export, either with FBX or a GLB file. So let's go with the FBX, connect to the server, do the necessary creation of an FBX file, and we are then going to start downloading it. Right now it is being processed and the model is downloaded as an FBX file. Let's open it in Unity, for example. I have another one here. Okay, let's get it in and let's move it. And as you can see, we have our models inside. SGW 1001 located here. We have our AGMS 60 and the trampoline. Also, the zones are introduced here. As you can see, this is the first zone and this is the second zone that I drew. We'd like your feedback and we would love you to use this to create your own parks. Whether you are a layout designer, a hobbyist, a salesperson, I'd like to see you use Gemr Zone, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.